Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Simple Watch Reviews, where I review simple watches in a straightforward way. Today, a new release from Addiesdive, the AD2513, a watch which I think, with the right strap, could make a great holiday piece. So this, as I say, is a new release. It's a quartz watch rather than mechanical, and it only has mineral crystal rather than sapphire crystal. Those really are the two things that people may consider to be downsides of this watch. But if you can get past those, I think this is a really fun watch and would make a great summer piece.
So let's not mess about. Here is the watch, and doesn't it look fantastic? Look at that dial. It really is the star of the show. I don't know what you call this style of dial. It's kind of almost glittery, isn't it? It comes in three colours. So this one they call peacock blue. Peacock definitely feels like a good term for this shade. They also do one in red, which they call lava red, which also looks fantastic, and one in grey, which is nice but kind of dull compared to the other two. But yeah, I really think it's the dial that's the star of the show here. The other thing that's nice about this watch is, whilst the case is definitely a Submariner style case, that dial isn't one that's immediately familiar to me. It doesn't leap out as being a homage to another particular watch. So the watch does feel like it has a little bit of originality. You can see the quartz second hand ticking away there. It's got a Miyota quartz movement inside it, so hopefully that should be pretty reliable. In terms of specs then, so it's a 41mm case, 48mm lug to lug, so reasonably big, especially if, like me, you've got a skinny wrist. So I have a 6¼ inch wrist, and this is kind of the limit of what I would wear, especially as the bracelet has male end links, so those end links do protrude a bit. I'll slip the watch on in a minute and show you what it looks like for reference on my wrist. It's 13mm thick, so it is quite thick as well, but for that you get 200 meters of water resistance, and you've also, so that 13mm doesn't include the Cyclops, which adds a little bit more, obviously. Now, a lot of people don't like date magnifiers or Cyclopses on watches. I'm actually quite partial to them. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older and my eyes are not what they used to be, but I actually quite like them. And I think the one they've got on here does a decent job. It definitely magnifies the date a bit, but it doesn't do it to a crazy extent. The bezel is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and it's pretty good. It doesn't really have too much play in it. I don't know how well you can hear that clicking, but it's got quite a nice click to it. Slightly tinny, but not too bad, and certainly on my one it seems to line up nicely. It's also loomed, so the bezel as well as the indices on the dial and the hands are loomed with BGW9, and that seems to glow pretty nicely. I've been quite impressed with the loom on the watch. Right, let me show you it on wrist then. I'll just take off what I'm wearing today. So I've got a Watchdive's GMT, a kind of vintage GMT homage on today, which I rather like. I'll probably be doing a review of that one soon. The bracelet on this is very much like you normally get on these cheaper dive watches from AliExpress. So push pins to change the size of it, 3 micro adjusts on the clasp, not a mil clasp, just a press clasp, so nothing too special, but it's reasonably comfortable, certainly easy enough to size. So that's the watch on wrist. As I say, 6¼ inch wrist for me, so it does wear pretty big. But it's comfortable, and it's not too heavy either. It's I suspect the quartz movement keeps the weight down a little bit. So yeah, that's what it looks like on the bracelet. The bracelet is kind of dull though, so what I'm going to do now is take it off the bracelet and chuck it on a NATO strap, which I think makes it look absolutely fantastic. One dimension I forgot to say is, and as you'd expect for a sub, it's a 20mm lug width, so really easy to find strap options for this one. Okay, so here we have it on a teal NATO strap, and I think this just looks fantastic. I think this makes it into a really fun summer watch. Because it's got decent water resistance, because it's quartz, so you can give it a bit of a bashing. It's a watch you can wear on holiday and just not worry about at all. And I think the teal strap on it really makes it look fun. And because this gorgeous dial is kind of, it's got loads of different colours in it. You don't have to worry about trying to match the colour of the strap exactly to the colour of the dial. So clearly this strap doesn't match the edges of the dial at all, but I think kind of tonally it matches perfectly the centre of the dial. So yeah, I think this looks really, really decent on this. Let me put it on wrist and show you what it looks like there. I've become a really big fan of this watch on the NATO. It's super comfortable. As I say, the head of the watch, whilst it is, decent, solid stainless steel, because of the quartz movement, is a little bit lighter than automatic would be. And chucking it on the NATO rather than on that heavy metal bracelet really makes it a nice, comfortable watch to wear. And here's a shot of that BGW9 in action. Really nice and even across both the dial and the hands and the bezel. All matches up beautifully. Let's just take one last look at it. The bezel is ceramic, so it catches the light really, really nicely. And the anti-reflective coating on the crystal does a pretty good job as well. So as you can see, the dial is very clear and very visible. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with this one. And it's a bargain price as well. So I paid just under £40 for it. I think in the US, or in US dollars, it's about $60. So really quite reasonably priced too.
So those are my thoughts on the snappily named AD2513. Do let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you agree. It looks great on that NATO strap. And do remember to subscribe for more watch reviews coming soon.